All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We got a very exciting week ahead of us. It is the start of earnings season, and on top of that, we have a bunch of other events overseas that are going to make things interesting. If you don't remember what happened last week, it was all about the CPI. It didn't cause that big of a reaction. Then the next couple of days, we reacted bigger to the bonds. So it's very interesting where we're at. You pull it back 1 year, this is almost the top of around August before you sold off. So, I mean, look at the chart. You're going to ask yourself, are we right here or are we right here? Remember last October? I've literally been talking about it every week. Well, still actually matches up on the chart. I believe around the 14th to 17th, you were still kind of going through that volatility. So this week is going to be very interesting. There's a lot riding for seasonality. You have earnings in a lot of industries. So now we might get some action and find out what we're going to really be looking at by the end of the year here. So, Chad, I hope you're ready for it. I got a breakdown for you. I got the plays. I got the recap, the calendar, and everything else you are going to need. So what I need from you, a thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open, youtube.com/The Stock Market. We will see you there in the morning, baby. Run it.
Walking to the couch, it's the 2020 legs. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a live, but I still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down.
And I almost forgot. It was right on my calendar. Today is Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday. This is the random account generator, and we need your help. What you can do is post a random option trade in the comments below. Keep it below $100, and we will buy that play in the morning. Obviously, we're only going to select one random comment picker, but please give us your contribution. But Chad, as far as this week, I was not exaggerating when I said we have some other big events. You are going to be dealing with a lot of different things. Not only is it just all about the earnings, but there's CPI, I believe, from like 5 or 6 other countries. You could go through the calendar here and you're going to see a lot of data, especially overseas. But the one thing I want to highlight, there is also 9 other Fed speakers, and then there are 2 events that I think are going to be interesting, but thankfully they start off early in the week. So the first event that's going down this week, I believe like Monday, you should hear about it. There is an international banking summit between the G30, so like ECB, Lagarde, and a bunch of bankers. I believe even Janet Yellen on Tuesday. They're all going to be there. So you're going to get headlines all throughout the week. And why I'm making a big deal about it is because if the earnings, the bank earnings, and a couple of the tech earnings, if the market starts moving where only the names that report move and then everything falls into a lull, I would be watching for these events to be moving the bonds and dollar like we have been watching. So keep that in mind. That's the first event, but then another event here on Tuesday. This one's going to be interesting with everything. You are going to get the China Belt and Road Initiative, and Putin is suspected to be there. So why I'm bringing that up in the midst of everything, I guess I'll use RTX as the chart example, but go through everything last week and even coming into this weekend. There was a lot of tension about the war overseas in Israel and Palestine, and now you're going to have China and Russia going to a meeting here. And now I'll be real with you, it's probably going to create a bunch of headlines and saying this and that, but the general idea here is watch if this inflames any tensions overseas, gets oil moving, or again, revert everything back to the dollar and bonds. But the point is, you have a ton of these events. I think even Monday, Tuesday, you're going to be getting Empire Manufacturing on Monday, then Tuesday, some retail sales. But like I'm telling you, even ZEW economic sentiment, Canada CPI, their Saudi CPI. For the most part, I do think the data is just always going to be something to watch for with how sensitive bonds are, but it should be all about earnings. And the data this week isn't necessarily the biggest set of data. So watch out for that. But besides that, I think there's even like a Baidu flagship conference on Wednesday, Hong Kong CPI, Japan, Malaysia on Friday, and then I think even the S&P this week might even name Greece as investment grade status. They'll be the first big 3 to give a Greece investment grade. That's pretty wild. That's very, very wild. But besides that now, the only other focus I want you to understand here to start off the week, it's all about earnings. We'll see if the data has effects on the bonds and dollar. All all of that good stuff. But coming into Monday and Tuesday, I would watch out for those two big events. And now the next thing you have to watch out for is the bank earnings, and specifically watch out for Goldman Sachs. I believe they did the worst in the last couple of periods, even coming into the end of last year, and they report Tuesday morning. You will also be getting Bank of America, and both of these banks, especially Bank of America, they have a sizable amount of unrealized losses on their held-to-maturity portfolio, but in general, too, some of their other businesses have been slipping. So if you weren't there on Friday, though, the banks have done good. JP Morgan ended up selling off a little bit, but their earnings were good. I believe even Citi and Wells Fargo, there wasn't anything bad. Even JP Morgan, they're making like $22 billion in a quarter just off of interest. So it was already good for the banks, and that's why I'm bringing this up to start off the week. If any of those data events don't move us, we still got to figure out the October formation or really settle into it now on the later half here. Let's see how these banks get us, and really a lot of people might be hesitant all the way up until Tesla and Netflix. So I do think names like Goldman Sachs, which have showed weakness, they will be the big driver. So other than that, watch out for that, see how the earnings unfold, and before you know it, you are really going to find out what's good in October and how everybody feels for the end of the year. But now, let us get into the plays. So, right off the bat, I got a couple of plays I'm looking at. I'm going to start with the first one that I made on Friday, and it is NVO. I even called it out at like $95 on the first set of news with the dialysis stuff. Didn't end up playing it like a schmuck. I ended up going in at like $99 near the high. Only went in with 50 shares, but it was last week, literally Friday morning, they announced that they are raising their guidance. So they've had a lot of good news. Literally, it's been competitor patents falling out. Then they get this new dialysis thing of a potential market that they could reach, and on top of it, they just raised their guidance. So I think it'll have some momentum. Obviously, it's been a leader. If you are not familiar, NVO, this is Ozempic. These are the GLP-01 drugs. I've even holding GPCR, so I've liked it, but these are very speculative plays. And why I say that is because I and a lot of people have compared these to the AI plays. There's a lot of hype. There is a lot of money and profits behind it, but it just really ride the good news gravy train, but eventually it will stop. And we did already watch it sell off a little bit, but I am still in that. Going to be watching NVO. That is going to be play number 1, then play number 2. I already told you about it, so maybe I'll just keep it short and sweet. Watch Goldman Sachs. Again, last earnings, they did not do good. If anything is going to shake up the banks, regional banks, I think a bad earnings and a really bad one out of Goldman would be bad, but I'm not really willing to fully just bet out puts. If there's a cheaper play, I might be down to set it up into tomorrow, but overall, I want to see what happens and see if Goldman could be the first domino. If not, if it's the first domino in a positive direction, then also keep that in mind. But that is play number 2. Then play number 3, 4, 5. Actually, we're going to have to mix in a lot of these. There's a few. One, RTX still holding. And what I'm saying is watch out for the defensive plays. Remember on Friday, there was a lot of tension that something was going to happen. There was a couple of those updates there, but how that plays out, watch if it starts to affect oil and defensives. But you do have LMT earnings on Tuesday. And then obviously I got to mention Tesla here on Wednesday. And then I'm still in an old play with Netflix. I'm not in Tesla on the other one, but watch out. They all have earnings this week. These are going to be the main events, but then there's companies like TSM that are reporting, and I would watch them. We've already brought up Intel as well for last week, but now if there's anything related to the AI stuff in chips, and again, if this sentiment shift from earnings wasn't that bad or it actually comes out good, watch out for people to start buying some of those early sympathies and then get that September sentiment or October sentiment shift there. But that would be as earnings and tie it to the specific sector. So this week you're getting banks, a couple of consumers like J&J, a couple of the early chips which could set off the other ones, and then a couple of the defensives to feed into the rest. So those are the plays. Like I said, these are all potential plays. These are what are going to be happening this week. We'll go through and see it. I'll give you an update if we end up going through a lot of them, so be on stream. But for the most part, welcome to earnings season. We'll see if anything gets in the way and if the bonds make their presence known. Otherwise, that's it, man. It's 2.5 months, and then it's the end of the year. And for now, today, That is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate healthy, ready to go. Make sure post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. And I need you to remember, a boat with a destination always makes it there 99 out of 100 times. The boat without the plan, the boat without the destination may not leave the harbor. Oh, yeah, that's an OG one. Chad, I hope you're listening, baby. Set the goal, whether it's now for the end of the year or the end of next year. Oh, yeah, I want you to think ahead, but get in the game, set the goal, and get ready for all of it. And honestly, enjoy the moment. Love what you're doing, baby. But that's all. I hope your weekend was good. You still got time to enjoy, unless you're watching this in the morning. But I'm going to see you in the morning, God willing. But that's it, Chad. The voice is back. Horn.